I'll sound off with the first one that I watched. That I was probably, I think it was joint, excited for. One was the Book of Boba Fett that finally came out, the spin-off series out of the Mandalorian TV show, and the other one was The Witcher season 2. So, Book of Boba Fett. I don't know how I didn't. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't The Mandalorian.
Okay.
So I didn't think the story was as strong. I didn't enjoy where they were going with the story, and what they did with it. I liked it in that there was a lot of characters and aliens and things that they touched on and that they worked through in the animated stuff, like Clone Wars and Rebels. A lot of those types of aliens in there. Cool character cameos. It's all over the internet now. There's a like a bounty hunter called Cad Bane, and he's almost like a Billy the Kid.
Okay.
Kind of one, 2 guns, 6-shooter, draw, that kind of thing. I liked Cad Bane in the animateds. He's awesome. I have a fucking Star Wars black 6-inch Cad Bane because he's just so cool. And the fact that they did him on screen was awesome. And then they have people like the really obsessive ones out there that are saying like, oh, yeah, look, if we did this animation, it would have been a bit better. And literally all they're doing is they're making his skin a little bit darker blue. So the one on the show is a slightly light blue, sky blue, and they've darkened him like a darker blue because the character in the cartoon had darker skin pigmentation, dark blue. Whoop-de-doo. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I didn't quite like what they did with the character right at the end. And I'll be honest with you, dude. It's okay. The show goes on. They show you how Boba Fett survived being swallowed by that Sarlacc worm thing. And they show you what he does to recover. Flashbacks of him tying in with the Mandalorian, which is great. But just all the time it was like, meh. And they brought in these like street kids living in Mos Eisley kind of thing, and I was like, yeah. Like we don't need them. Like they just add nothing to the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then, like out of nowhere, surprised everyone and myself included. Episode 5, it's a Mandalorian episode, and it's like you get reminded about just who the cool character is in this whole thing. It's just. The Mandalorian comes, he does something, and you think, okay, that's where it's going to end. No, but they just delve into more about him, and he sees the original Forger again, and she guides him and gives him more mentorship, and he goes into how he's missing Grogu, and she says, well, you must go on a quest to find him, and it's just, the whole episode was just amazing and steeped in Mandalorian lore and everything. It was just like, oh my God. Like, it's just, the show was here, and in one episode, it goes to here. And then the very next episode, I thought like that was going to be the lead into the season 3 of The Mandalorian. Fine. No, the next episode is literally him going to find Grogu and Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka and like all of these ones. And I was just like, these are amazing episodes. Oh my God, my mind is blown. It was just so good. And then he comes back and then he like goes back to help out Boba Fett and Fennec Shan and that. And even that, the way that episode, the finale was just, it was beyond disappointing to me. I'll leave it there. Yeah, it could have been so much better. And dude, there was even a scene where they had this creature climbing up a tower and screaming and swatting. And I swear to God, if someone on the internet is probably going to make a video where there's snippets from the King Kong movie and this. And I was just like, oh my God, you guys did you run out of ideas that was the best you could come up with? Anyway, I am excited for The Mandalorian season 3. I'm excited for the Ahsoka show. There's an Obi-Wan limited series that's coming. So I'm excited for all of those, but yeah, I just felt they could have done so much more with Boba Fett, and they missed a big opportunity there. So
I'm so behind Star Wars, everything related, dude. So yeah, no comment. But I'll take your word for it. Like, you're a way bigger fanboy than I am. So
I was completely, like, literally, I was whelmed. And for 2 outliers that just blew my mind, overall, whelmed. The Witcher season 2. it had me from the first episode. It was like the way that they did that was just an all-encompassing, brilliant first episode. Then it went on a little bit of a slow burn, still establishing the lore, the various characters, you learning a bit more about them. There's some twists that have happened, but ultimately it's like what they do so well is the show, like it started strong, so you're there, you're watching, goes to a little bit of a lull, and then like slow burn, build, and then probably the last 3 or so episodes are just like it crescendos, and it's just brilliant. And yeah, you know, I talk to other people. I don't know much about the lore, the books, the games, and I talk to all these people that do, and they are just like, yes, like it's just.
Yeah, dude, I'm no expert, but I have played like Witcher 2 and then Witcher, and I didn't even finish Witcher 2, but Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and like, so what they set up and all that, I think it's flipping cool. And like, from a filmmaking point of view, like set design and all that is just so like convincing, you know, like that place they go for like heritage or like safety and like
the keep or whatever it was. I forget the name of it, but
Me too.
And dude, the end of this sets up the hunt.
Yeah.
So you actually like, I didn't know this, but Bryn, big shout out to Bryn, had to explain to me the whole premise of the Wild Hunt game.
Yeah.
And there you see the riders, the hunters that are now.
I wasn't gonna. I'm glad you said it because I like realized I said like something about the hunt, and I'm like, wait, maybe Warren doesn't know. So that the fact,
No,
that's cool.
The hunt. So it's like boom, you see them, and they're exposed. And apparently, a lot of the hardcore fans got super excited when they got to see that. So yeah, man, it's season 1 was great. Season 2 was amazing. The Witcher. He's just killing it with that show and everything about it, and can't say enough good things about that show. So
yeah, no, I'm with you there, man.
Another thing that I got to watch was Hawkeye.
Okay, cool.
I was surprised at how short it was.
Okay.
I think there's only 6 episodes in totality, so that surprised me. Like I'm seeing that a lot. A lot of these series are getting shorter and shorter episodically.
But also, sorry, jumping in there, but what I do like is that they're becoming so much more. There used to be a clear divide between like TV and cinema.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's literally becoming cinema in series. And I think it's because they're like taking all the same money and they're like, okay, let's spend more on one episode.
Correct.
So there's less episodes, but they just like.
And tell a slightly richer story because they have more time to play with spreading it out over all of those things. So I do agree with you. And I enjoyed Hawkeye. I like Jeremy Renner, and I think I've watched everything Jeremy Renner's ever done from the first time I saw him in SWAT. I
like him. I can't say that though, but continue.
No, dude, I dig Jeremy Renner, and I enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. There was things that have happened to Hawkeye that I was like, direct result of the end battle with Thanos. It's set there. So Steve's gone, Widow's dead. He's having to deal with the ramifications or, I think ramification is probably a good word for his time spent as Ronin. So there's that there. I didn't know a lot about the Kate Bishop character.
Yeah.
I haven't read those stories. Apparently they are amazing and brilliant. All of those ones. I think it's Hickman who might have written it. I'll double check and flash it up. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, in my mind, I thought that the Kate character was his actual daughter, and it's not. So the kids that were introduced to in the movies, neither of them ascend to take that mantle. It's this other completely different person. But the way they set it up and they show you her natural abilities and affinities and stuff like that, it's like, okay, well, a good fit. He takes on a mentorship role very, very nicely. The action scenes were good, very good, like straight out of Marvel Avengers type good. So what you see Hawkeye doing in the movies, it's that same kind of thing. So it's enjoyable, it's excellent. And the villain was surprising. There's twists and everything that happens there, but the main story that they build up, it's Echo from the comics, and original character created by David Mack and Brian Michael Bendis. And she was very prevalent in the Daredevil universe. And she's there now and good. So part of me was almost secretly looking for a cameo of Charlie Cox as Daredevil kind of thing there, but we'll have just to wait for those kinds of interconnections.
Yeah, because I'm glad you mentioned that, because I haven't watched the series, but I've read up on it and stuff, and watched some spoilers and stuff, and there's a big Daredevil energy in it, so I'm keen to watch it. I'm sold. Side story though, like
Yes.
I read on the net, apparently Charlie Cox went into a secret, like he just went into a random cinema and watched Spider-Man because he heard everyone was cheering for him, and apparently in that cinema no one cheered when he had his seat.
No.
So he's like not convinced. I'm like, not a chance, man.
Dude. And we even cheered. We lost our minds with that. It was just so clever, all of
so
that
cool.
stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited. I think, it has been confirmed that he's going to be Daredevil in the cinematic universe. So, good. And the rest must follow. Bring back the Punisher and all of those characters too.
Definitely.